Good morning, students. Today we will study the classification of organisms on the basis of number of cells. So, on the basis of number of cells, organisms are basically classified into two types, that is unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. You have already studied about unicellular and multicellular organisms. What are unicellular organisms? Unicellular organisms are single-celled organisms. That means they have got only one cell, and all the functions are performed by this single cell only. For example, if the organism has to do the procedure of respiration, or if it has to do circulation, or if it has to do excretion, that all the functions will be performed by one single cell. And the lifespan of unicellular organisms are very, very short. And what are the examples of unicellular organisms? They are amoeba, bacteria, paramecium, etc. So, about amoeba, you have already studied in your previous classes that amoeba is a single cell organism and all its functions are done by one single cell. Okay, like for example, just now as I told you, if the amoeba has to take in the food, it takes in the food from that single cell only. It digests the food, absorption, assimilation, and then egestion. Everything is done by one single cell. So these animals are the unicellular organism. Then we come to the multicellular organisms. Now, multicellular organism, as the name indicates, multicellular. That means they are made up of many cells. Or you can say that multicellular organisms have got millions of cells in their body. They are made up of millions of cells. And among these millions of cells, different cells perform different functions. That means you have got groups of cells. Okay, there are groups of cells which perform different functions. The lifespan is long. And what are the examples? The examples are human beings, animals, trees, plants, etc. Okay, so that means human beings, all the animals, plants, they all come under multicellular organisms. So in multicellular organisms, there are group of cells which perform different functions. So I hope, children, it's clear to all of you. Unicellular, one single cell performs all the function, and in a multicellular organism, there are many cells which work together in a group, and they perform different functions. Clear, children? Okay, now we come to the shape of the cells, or you can say the various cells which are present in the human body. Okay, now in various cells present in the human body. See, our human body consists of so many cells. The shape and size of the cells are basically related to the function they perform. Okay, like just now I told you in amoeba has got shapes. It changes the shape. According to the function, it can change the shape. Whereas in some cases, the cell shape could be fixed and peculiar for a particular type of cell. For example, nerve cells. Nerve cell, as you can see here, it has got a typical shape. And nerve cell is the longest cell of our body. Okay, the nerve cell is the longest cell in our body. So, as you can see here in the figure, this is smooth muscle cells. Okay, so you can see it is long, elongated. Then you have got the blood cells. Okay, you must have studied about the blood cells, the red blood cells and the white blood cells, the WBC and the RBC. So this is the shape of the blood cells. See, you can see that they are spherical in shape. Then just now, as I told you, the nerve cell are the longest cell or the biggest cell of the body. Can you see the shape of the cell? It has got, see, about this you will study in the chapter tissues. Okay, it has got dendrites, it has got such a long and long body. So this is the shape of a nerve cell. Then you have studied about ovum and the sperms. What is ovum? Ovum is the cell. It is the female gamete. Okay, and sperms are the male gamete. Then you have the bone cells, and these are the fat cells. So you can see that each cell has got different shapes depending on what function they have to perform. Okay, now how does a living cell perform these basic function? How does these cells perform the functions? You know that there is a division of labor in multicellular organism. Okay, children, this this sentence, that is division of labor, okay, it has been used in your book. Now there is division of labor in multicellular organism. Now what is this division of labor? Division of labor means, just now as I told you, for example, in our body, there are different parts are there in a human body, and the different parts perform different functions. Clear? For example, it has our body has got heart. For what reason? To pump the blood. In the same way, it has got stomach to digest the food. Okay, then we have got lungs. What does the lungs do? The lungs receives all the oxygen and sends out all the carbon dioxide. You have got kidneys. Why do we have kidneys? So that it can purify the blood. So you can see, similarly, you can see that different organs have got different functions. So that is why division of labor. You can find division of labor in multicellular organisms. That means in multicellular organism different functions have been assigned. ठीक है, सबको अलग अलग फंक्शन दे दिया गया है. So this is called as division of labor. So division of labor is found in multicellular organisms. Clear, children? Now we will see what is a cell made up of. Till now we have been saying that cell is the fundamental unit of life. So what is this cell made up of? The cell is made up of three main components. Mainly, in fact, it has got many organelles inside a cell, but mainly it has got three main components. And what are these three main components? These three main components are, first of all, it has got a cell membrane. Okay, there is a cell membrane, or you can say a plasma membrane. This is a cell membrane or a plasma membrane. Then the next component is the nucleus. Okay, every cell has got a nucleus. Every cell, this is a nucleus. Okay, and the third main component is the cytoplasm. Okay, this is the cytoplasm. That is, in the previous video, children, if you remember, I told you the difference between cytoplasm and the protoplasm. So what is the cytoplasm? Cytoplasm is a fluid-like structure which is found between the plasma membrane and the nucleus. So mainly the cell is composed of, or the cell is made up of three components: the cell membrane or the plasma membrane, which is the outermost membrane. Then there is a nucleus in every cell, and it also has got the cytoplasm. So all the activities inside the cell and the interaction of the cell with its environment are all possible because of these three, mainly because of these three. Okay, that means whatever interactions are taking place with the environment and whatever is taking activities inside the cell, it is mainly because of these three main components. And we will see how and about these three components, that is the cell membrane, nucleus, cytoplasm, and the various organelles, we will study in detail in our next class. So for today, I will wind up, children. Thank you, and please read the chapter till here. Thank you, children.